Hi, my name is Jerome Ortega. I've been with Hard Lens Media for about 2 years now, and I'll be honest, I'm still learning a lot about politics. I have questions, and who better than my team to help me out answer them? This is Understanding Politics with Jerome Ortega. Okay, so whether it ends up being Biden or Trump, right? If that's how all of this plays out and either of them get elected, right? Whatever. Like that's how it happens. What's next? This is a serious question as somebody who, again, we talk about Bernie's policies and they're great, and for someone like me who follows those policies, who believes in those policies, what do I do after? Yes, we work in this news organization. We can talk about the things that we need to do as a country, as a people, to make things better, but like on paper, like, yes, we can go to the protests and the rallies and all of this is great, but how can we actually change these things? I mean, yes, I know these are things we can do, but what more can we do to get power back for the people?
So there's a couple different answers to that. There's stuff we can do right now, but at this point, it'll start coming to effect in the next cycle.
But going forward, people need to organize and rally and come up with a real solid plan. But working with the establishment system as it stands right now will not effectively work.
Well, hold on.
Can I say one thing real quick?
All right.
Spot? So another thing about this is, you know who I think will, if there is another chance, I still think that there's a shot at taking over the Democratic Party.
Really?
Well, there was a point where they were bending the knee to Bernie, and Bernie gave away the opportunity. So yeah. I mean, we saw
Okay,
it.
Yeah, I know that.
So here's the difference.
Right.
Here's what a progressive that can win in the next cycle could do. Challenge the media directly. Call the media out directly. Call the Democratic establishment out directly. Don't go, oh, they're my friends. I've worked with them. They're good. I like them a lot. Just do exactly what Trump did. Call the media fake when they do stuff. Again, every time, I've said it on the show a bunch, oh, they're going to ask Bernie Sanders the same 10 questions they've asked him for the last 4 years. And Bernie's never going to go, you've asked me this literally the last time I was on. Get a better question or I will walk out of this interview. You need to show that you're a journalist. You have failed right now. You have asked the thing. You already know my answer. Ask something else. He doesn't do that.
That's what I want to hear. I would love to hear that.
If he did that, I would really have more.
And so if there's a
pride
progressive
in him now.
candidate out there, has to challenge the media, has to gain the progressive support, and has to challenge the Democratic Party.
My question is who? Who can do that?
Well, no. So let me kind of circle back, because yes, we talked about Biden presidency, Trump presidency, whatever. Again, you talk about, organizing and rallying, and these are great things. This is helping me answer my question, but I want to know what can I do? Like, what can we do? Yes, we have our news team, and we report stuff, and we talk about things that we can do to make changes, which is great, and it helps rally people like our news-based people who watch us, and we get the word out. But what else can we do? Like, what can we do to get this political movement going? Because yes, we talk about the next cycle, right? That's 4 years.
Yeah.
What do we do in those 4 years?
Well, we've actually already answered the question. What we do as a news company, especially at the size that we're at, we're not like hundreds and hundreds of thousands. I mean, we have like 300,000 unique listeners. That's a lot of people. That is 1/1000th of America.
And growing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've always looked at it like this. What we can do over the next 4 years, because you don't win an election. Like we saw this with Cenk Uygur again when they decided to go do another campaign in California. They always make the same mistake. It was Alison Hartson and Cenk. They come in last minute and try and win. You can't. You have to set the stage over those 4 year period. That's why I said when Iowa started, I don't know if a few people disagreed with me, that everything's set up at this point. Mm-hmm. It's 4 years of setup until the next Iowa caucus where all of this happens again. So what can we do right now here on this show? What can people watching do? The same thing, just convert more people. Mm-hmm. Find a different leader. Keep getting people in office. You get progressives elected wherever you can get them elected in midterms and things of that nature. You keep the movement going. You keep building infrastructure. You keep converting people to the point of view that we have, that other people have, that people that are watching have.
Great, that's what I want to hear.
At the end of the day, it's what I say all the time, and it's cliche, but it's not. Bigger army diplomacy wins. And that doesn't just mean having the most people. It's having the most equipped people. So even if you're outnumbered 2-1, if I have 100,000 knights that have full armor and swords and such, and they have 200,000 or 300,000 peasants with pitchforks, I know exactly which side's going to win. It's going to be those knights that you can't hit with those pitchforks. Yeah. And so that's what we need. We need to keep, when the off season happens, keep getting people that aren't involved in politics. I hate to say it this way, break their cherry. There's a lot of people that I have talked to in this cycle that had nothing to do with politics. Remember, the biggest voting bloc is the 60% of people that aren't involved in politics. You get 10% of those people, you can win in just about any election. So right now it's do things that add people to the movement, add representatives on your side, vote out people against you, and prepare. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So by preparing, this is the perfect opportunity. We have right now is the time to really start preparing for 2024, I believe.
Yeah. And 22.
And for the midterm election cycle, most specifically for the midterm election cycle, but then going into 2024. And the reason why is take a look outside the window. Go to a grocery store. Go to Costco. I was surprised at your Costco specifically how empty it was. Mine was more fuller. So, I mean, the thing is, look at this. The system is not working. For 40 years and more, there was a lot of confidence put into, oh, well, we got this great capitalist system. The Republicans and Democrats in Congress know what they're doing. The president, whether it's Democrat or Republican, knows what they're doing. The people on Wall Street, the man in the suit and tie, knows what they're doing. The answer is no, they don't know what they're doing. And when finally pushed up against a real crisis, something so minute is right now crippling the machine. The machine is breaking, it's buckling, and it's showing its true face that it never had what it took to really maintain itself. And this is the time where, doing town rallies, actually talking to people, and actually rallying around candidates that it can actually bring in change, whether it's for a midterm election cycle, a municipal, city election cycle, and even a presidential election cycle. Because you got to start now. You have to start now. Bernie's time is over. It's over for Bernie, all right? But his message will live on.
Right.
But it's time for us now to move on to people who will fight, and for organizers to be more aggressive and not apologize or back down because someone was offended by an emoji on social media.
Oh, yeah.
That will not work. You got to rally around. You got to work together. You got to talk to each other. And this is the time. Look outside what's happening. I mean, if this is not evidence enough that people need to get involved in politics and that your voice does matter, and that we need to actually fix our election system and make sure we have election integrity, this is it. You can talk to people about whether they're Democrats or Republicans or independents or non-voters at all. I think we can all agree that this right now, this system is not working, and we as citizens have to step up. And the first step is talking to each other. Daniel, you've been talking to people. Jerome, you've been talking to people. I've been talking to people, and so have you. All of us, we got to make it happen, because if we allow this to continue on, maybe we walk out of the certain crisis that we're in right now, but we'll be hit by something else, and it'll be just as bad. And will we walk away from that? I don't think so.
And then also, so just again, go with the numbers. We have 300,000 unique listeners in the last 30 days of this channel.
And it's incredible. Thank you, guys.
And it's amazing, because that used to be a month and a half ago, it was 200,000. Now it's 300,000.
And just rewind back the clocks to 2017.
Yeah.
It was even
Right.
So it's
like
all
nothing.
about growth. We have to realize that it's not just where we are, but where we're going to be. Like, if we look at the growth of Hard Lens, even Social Blade thinks we'll be at like 100,000 subscribers in like a year and a year and 3 months or something like that.
Really?
I think we'll beat that, actually.
Well, thank you guys for making that happen.
But my point is that it's all about exponential. You have all these giant monolithic organizations that are all apexing and declining, and someone has to be there.
Right.
And it's hard. It's difficult. There's no question. We're about to, when this comes out, we haven't even seen the peak of coronavirus, even close. It's just starting, and we're so underprepared. And we're not even close to ready for the recession that's going to come in a couple months that's going to turn into a depression, because it's kind of the push and pull factors of both 08 and the .com bubble, which is, terrible. It's like a new level of stagflation that's going to be happening. And what are they going to do? They're what they're already doing. They're bailing out the rich. They're bailing out the rich. They have money for it.
They have
money for it. They have money for it. Oh, we always have money. How do you pay for it? Doesn't matter. We'll just add, quantitative easing, blah, 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 blah. It's going to get worse. And it's in periods where people are sick with the status quo. That's why I was saying months and months ago that if what is happening right now had just started in January, this election would have been completely different. It would have been completely on Sanders' side. But it didn't. So that's how it is. I mean, maybe something still happens. We don't know.
Anything can happen.
Anything could happen. But 300,000 people get 5 people who aren't in the political process each to join the political process. That's 1.5 million people. That's like 5% of the votes in the Democratic Party from just one YouTube channel.
And then times that again by 5 again for that 1.5 million people. I mean, just it's the message of just talking to each other because, look, we're all the same, really. And here's what I mean by this. Whether you are Democrat or Republican, Independent, Socialist, Green, Libertarian, I think we all agree that we want what's best for our communities, our friends, and families. And we're never going to agree on everything. But I think we can all agree right now that if we just allow this system to continue on as it is, it will be our ruin. We have always had the power to really step up and fight for that better future.
Sure.
And it means, like, we got to talk to each other. Surprise, surprise, you're going to run to people that are going to think different from you. That's been going on long before you were born. That's going to happen long after you're dead. But this thing that we have right now, this corrupt neoliberal system, is so inept, it can't do the job. And who knows what the next week will look like or the next month will look like. But we got to start planning now, and the first step is having the courage to really sit down with everyone and actually talk about what's wrong and how to fix it. It's time to plan now, and that's what we have to do, Jerome.